Alright, in this video, I want to talk about when a question that I see come up quite often or hear from people quite often, and that is, does the narcissist ever get what they deserve? Okay. Now, I'm not diagnosing anybody, but this is how people usually question, or they might say not narcissistic person. Some people, I don't know, personally, I don't know anybody myself that has been diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder. But some people do have the behaviors, and those kind of stand out. Okay, so some people just call them the narcissist instead of, I don't think they're thinking in terms of they're diagnosing them, but the behaviors. So, do they ever get what they deserve? In my experience, yes, they do. Now, I don't see it as, something like mystical or magical. In a way, it's the way I see it, more of society. It takes care of itself eventually. Okay, or they slip. Okay, and there's a lot of things that happen too, especially like if they're the person they're victimizing, if it's a covert narcissist, behind the scenes and all that, and that person that they victimize somehow leaves or whatever, and they get jealous. They might, that person gets their victim gets another person in their lives, and they get jealous, and then they might show it in a way, and then they get paid back for it. Okay. Don't know why my camera keeps falling like that, but oh well. It's bouncing more than usual too. It's just changing weather, I guess. But anyway, to move on. But I have seen them get what they deserve. Now, there are a couple more things that I want to talk about first. Now, we all know that some people get things that they don't deserve. Did we deserve this? Do we deserve like me, a lifetime of dealing with very narcissistic, I call them a narcissistic histrionic blend. Both males and females. Males can be histrionic and females can be narcissistic. But in my life, there was a blend in them. And more than one, several. At my age, I've seen plenty. And I didn't deserve anything. And most of what happened to me was behind the scenes. They did it behind the scenes, not right out there in front of everybody, but they would do it all behind the scenes. And it would take me a while before anybody ever told me. There was no way for me to know. I'm not a psychic, so yeah. Okay, so yeah, people get what they don't deserve too. But the question is, do the narcissists, does this abusive type ever get what they deserve? And what is really the question asking? I mean, if you think about it, what do they deserve? Some of us might say they deserve to go to prison for what they've done. They need to go to some kind of rehab to get over themselves, their addiction to themselves. Really, think about it. Okay, and some people might be more specific, saying that they deserve to lose all their money. They deserve to lose their title at work. Oh, there's so many things. They deserve to lose the court case, or their children, the rights to their children, or so many different things that, we can mean that what they get what they deserve. I certainly couldn't cover all of them, as it is. So, anyway. But, yes, in my life, I have seen some of them get what they deserve. Now, I'm older, so I have seen them go through this. But the thing about it is I've seen them go through this, but then they bounce back. Okay, because they have their flying monkeys, the people that have their back, But people who or kind of basically, some of them flying monkeys, like on the Wizard of Oz, they go out and do the witch's evil biddings. But some of them, they were wannabes. They want to be or they just want the attention they get from being around this popular person. Because my experience also, I remember studying this actually in high school, about people who are charismatic are often narcissistic. Okay, people who are popular are often charismatic. So, do the math. Okay, now where was I talking about? I was talking about people who are narcissistic, and do they get what they deserve? Or whatever, what do they deserve? They could deserve many things that are bad, just as bad as what they are. Okay, and yes, I have seen people do this. People get what they deserve. Somebody cheats on their spouse, and then the person who's cheating marries the person they were cheating with, and that person cheats on them. This kind of thing. Okay, or say that a person is married to a narcissistic person who is so extremely cheap, not just with money, with their time, their love, their affection, they don't share, they don't do anything, they're cheap with their time, everything. It's their time. They don't have to use it, to do stuff that, when you're in a relationship you do, this kind of thing. And then that person divorces them and they marry somebody else, and that person rips them off for a lot of money. These kinds of things, that they get what they deserve. Or somebody who is an online influencer, like somebody who does videos or writes blogs or writes whatever, and their stuff is kind of narcissistic. Not kind of, is narcissistic. And or they are, whatever it is, people can see it, but they don't think they're wrong. And we know what narcissistic people do. And they get what they deserve is people realizing it and spreading the word. This is what this person is. Why are we listening to this person? Especially one who is narcissistic, yet says that they're out there to give life coaching to people who, their whole thing is people who are narcissistic. And they've been through it, so they can help them. No, they're narcissists. Okay, so let's say that they are. These are fictional. So let's say that they are. And they get what they deserve is people out them for what they are. And then they lose their business. I can give many examples. Now, the thing about it is, like I was talking about, they often have their flying monkeys. People who are starstruck, that's their guru. How many different ways you can put it? That they will go out and just fight for them. Fight for what they think is right, because this person has conned them. They're these narcissistic people, they're con artists. They can be con artists, master manipulators, you go on down the line, and they've conned these people into believing in them and doing whatever it is to keep them on top, or to get them back on top, to get them back in business, to get them back whatever they want. And I have seen that happen. They can bounce back. Often it's not as great as they think that it would be the next time when they bounce back. They don't get to bounce as high, because there are people out there who are very aware and who are really watching and who are really going to start spreading the word again. Okay, so in a way I could say that it's a lather, rinse, repeat kind of thing, but each time is not as much that I have seen so far. But it could be because by the time this happens with some of them, they are older, and how much more time do they have? Or how much energy do they have to go through all of that all over again? They would have to con a lot of people, because now a lot of people are aware of what they are, and like I said, they're not going to allow it. They're going to keep banging and saying, no, look, this is what these people do. So. But anyway, I thought I'd answer that question in that way. Because I think people really wonder, is it just that they go through life unscathed? But some say they start off the same as we did, often, in that we were abused as children. They just went the wrong way. We went the right way, Maybe I could say we went the left way, but anyway, hey, I don't choose sides, but I'm independent in my thinking. Anyway, But when I was a child, I remember when I was a child, young, I was thinking, why is it that people in one family that just seemed bad, that they didn't all seem bad. Some of them, some of them had bad parents, but some of them seemed to be good, really good, and the other ones seemed to be really bad. Now that's as a child I was thinking, and well, as an adult, still there. Just use different words to describe it. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. And I'll answer that. What about you? Have you experienced it? Have you experienced them bouncing back? And then how far did they bounce back? Or did they? Leave a comment below if you feel comfortable doing so. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Talk to you on another video. Bye.